here and there, you see yourself stand up, and then 2 hours, you are gone. And then by the time you get back, it's like, what did I just do? Yeah, you gave your energy to something that is not a priority on your calendar.
Welcome to Create Your Own Economy with Bunmi Ajibade, the podcast that empowers corporate professionals ready to break free and transition into entrepreneurship with confidence and clarity, as well as business owners looking to grow and scale their businesses. If you're exhausted from building other people's dreams, leaving you little time or energy to focus on what truly matters to you, you are in the right place. Each week, we provide actionable strategies, expert interviews, and real-life success stories to help you turn your ideas into thriving business. Ready to take bold, clear steps toward life and business you deserve? Let's get started. Does your paycheck fund your present season, the season of your life right now? And have you really thought of how you will design the future, your next season, how you'll be a participant in designing what your next phase of life will look like? You know, some people start their business by accident. They just kind of fall into it. But what I have seen is a savvy entrepreneur would do it by design, especially where you are working 9 to 5. You have the opportunity to design what that next season of your life will look like. And today's topic is corporate by default, but CEO by design, sharing 5 proven strategies for you to leave your 9 to 5 and really build a business that will represent who you are, that will represent your passion. Now, when I say corporate by default, let me just tell you a story. When we finish school, whether it's high school or college or whatever it is, when you finish school, the next step usually then was for you to look for a job. You look for a job, whether you liked it or not, but you need to start paying bills. You need some income for you to pay your bills. And for those of you that have college, you have money you need to pay back. So you need to start working so that you can begin to pay down whatever you owe. Now, so you find yourself in 9 to 5 as an employee or in a career or in the corporate world by default, because most of you might not really like it. I remember when I finished college and I finished my youth service in my country, I had to serve a year after college. The next thing was to look for a job, and I got the teaching job. I was on that teaching job for 12 years. I was teaching biology in a high school for 12 years. And I was like fish out of water. I didn't like it, but I had a job. It was a job, a job. And after 12 years, I just decided, I'm like, no, I had businesses on the side. I just said to myself, no more. I was no longer going to do it. That was before we transitioned or we moved into the United States. So in my case, I started job by default. That was not me, but I had opportunity to start different businesses and then became a CEO by design. That was it, by design. The other one was default. So now the question is, how long would you stay in a default state? And just because of your paycheck, how long will you stay in that season before you move on to the next season of your life, because that default situation is by necessity of having a paycheck to pay your bills, making a living, supporting your family, supporting yourself, paying back your student loan, or whatever it is. So it's a temporary season. Why do you choose to turn it into a permanent season for you? A permanent season where some people have found themselves in that default situation for 30 years. Some people have been on their job for 35 years. Some people, they have been working for people, being an employee for 40 years. This is going to be a wake-up episode for you, because if you feel that you are meant for more, you are meant to do more, then it's time for you to start thinking of how to break free from the 9-to-5 grind so that you can really design what your next season is going to look like. So corporate by default, CEO by design, and we're going to look at 5 proven strategies for you to leave your 9-to-5 and really build a business on purpose. And when I say leave your 9-to-5 grind, I'm not saying today, I'm not saying in December, because there is a process depending on where you are and on the process, and I will share my process with you for you to really decide where you are. And as I was thinking about this episode, my mind went to the Bible, Ecclesiastes chapter 3, from verse 1 to 8. It talks about you are not meant to stay in a season that you are in, because everything, every event in life has its appointed time. So where you are on your job, there's an appointed time. So it says there is time for everything and a season for every activity under the sun. Every activity under the sun. And I'm reading from the NIV version. It says there is, and I will just choose, there's a list of different seasons: a time to plant, a time to plant and a time to uproot, a time to tear down and a time to build, a time to scatter stones and a time to gather them, a time to search and a time to give up, a time to keep and a time to throw away, a time to tear and a time to mend, a time to be silent and a time to speak. And my question is, the season where you are now, what you do for your next season needs to be by intention. That means you need to be intentional for your next season. So if your paycheck, the paycheck that is a blessing to you, I tell you, paycheck and the other things that you get from having a job is a blessing. So that your paycheck will fund this present season where you are. Now, your purpose, when you find your purpose, that is what will design your future. That is what will design your next season. So and there was an episode I did before that not everyone is called to be an entrepreneur, but everyone has a next season. So some people, if they were called to be entrepreneurs, they started by accident. But I hope by the end of this episode, you will really choose to be a savvy entrepreneur and really take time to design what your next season will be. So welcome to today's episode. I'm your host, Bunmi Ajibade. So now, if you are thinking about what your next season is going to look like beyond your paycheck, beyond all the perks that you get with your paycheck, today we'll provide you with some strategies to really dive into that. So let's examine 5 proven strategies that can help you to leave that 9-to-5 and start building your business, strategies to help you move from the season where you are right now, from the paycheck season to your next season. Move from a season of default to becoming a CEO by design. So the first thing, which is always the first thing, is the mindset shift. You need to move from the employee identity that you have had for as long as you've been an employee to an intentional entrepreneur, where you will really see your current job as a provision for you to pursue your purpose. Not seeing it as the end of the road, not seeing it as a prison yard, but really seeing your current job as a provision to pursue your purpose. And taking time to reflect on why are you choosing entrepreneur as your next season? Why is it? Some people want freedom. Some people really want to pursue their passion. Other people want to make an impact in their community. Other people want to leave legacy. They want to leave legacy behind. So you really knowing your why. Why are you choosing your next season, whatever that next season is? You need to really know your why. And when you know your why, then you begin to design the vision you see for yourself, the vision you see for the business. And, an entrepreneur, whether you are new at it or you are a seasoned one, we have ideas every day. We have ideas. But at this point, you need to determine this idea that I have, this business idea that I have, does it align with my future self? Do I see my future self in this, with this business? This is very important for you. So that mindset, asking yourself question and see what your next season will look like and why you chose that season. Then number 2, you choosing a business model that fits your season. Is important to pick a smart and innovative model that will fit your next season. Are you going to be a consultant? Are you going to deal in or sell digital products? Are you going to be a freelance entrepreneur? Are you going to have a service-based business? You need to take time to figure out the business model that will make sense for your next season, so that when you are making that decision, you are looking at your capacity, you are looking at your passion, you are not really trying to compare yourself with somebody else, but you are going inwards and looking at that business, whether it aligns with what your next season, what you are led to think your next season is. Very, very important. And really aligning whatever business you have with who you are designed for in your next season, after the season of being an entrepreneur. Then number 3, this is where you go back to really strategizing your time and looking at the time you have after your 9 to 5 and strategizing on activities, prioritizing activities that will really help you move towards that next season. And we'll go back to time blocking and your habits so that you can protect the time that you have chosen for your business. And instead of being busy, how many of you think you are always busy? I do. I'm always busy. But then we need to figure out, am I busy doing the right things, doing the tasks that will propel my business? Am I being purposeful in allocating time for my business and really eliminating all distractions? Because wherever your energy flows, that's where you will flow. Whatever you give your energy to, that is what will grow. So really taking time to look at the distractions that leak your energy. And I can talk forever on this one, because if you allow yourself to be distracted from focusing on the time that you blocked to do a particular activity, a priority for your business, if you allow yourself to go out of it, you allow your energy to leak out, what will happen is that you will see yourself, it has happened to me and I have to catch myself here and there, you see yourself stand up, and then 2 hours, you are gone. And then by the time you get back, it's like, what did I just do? Yeah, you gave your energy to something that is not a priority on your calendar for that time, for that period, and just give yourself a rhythm, give yourself a process, allow yourself to have a process. So if it's Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, if it's Saturdays and whatever time, just make it a rhythm. Just as you have a rhythm on your job, 9 to 5, maybe you work 4 days a week or whatever time you work. So allow a rhythm and also work smarter. There are sometimes when I started my business while I was working a 9 to 5 job, there were so many things I had to do. And by the time I did one or two, the time was already up. So now you have automation. You can set up automation to do so many things for you, to do the follow-up, to send posts and all that, or hire somebody, hire a VA that you can delegate to do some stuff for you. And don't find yourself doing things that you are not good at, because that will really leak out your energy and get you off point. Like what I did trying to design a logo. Why? Why should I design a logo? That is not me. That's not what I do. But just invest in systems. Invest in systems that will create freedom for you to work in your business and do not add more on your to-do list. Then number 4, when you start really identifying what it is that you want to do, service-based, product-based, whatever it is, take time to test it before you dive into the full business. Have a time to do a pre-launch, or have a time to really start sharing the product with people. Give them some pilot offers, do some surveys, get some people that will give you feedback. This is opportunity for you to gather feedback, to go back into the product that you are designing to make it better. Give it to somebody. About going to 2 years now, I started my organic skincare product, and I have been testing it. I'll be sharing with friends and family for them to help me, give me feedback. So all those feedback that people are giving you, they are what you are really going to use for your marketing when you eventually start. And I am really looking forward to launching my product in the next 3 months. Really, I'm really very excited. So when you take time to refine your product based on the feedback from the people that are testing the product, that one will really help you with your momentum, and it will refine. And then the feedback that they are giving you will really give you clarity on where you are going. At times, the feedback, what has happened to me is that the feedback that people are giving me has helped me to think about other products. Okay, with this feedback, what other product can I come up with that can complement that? And it is really amazing to test before you dive into that business. And number 5, before you choose to move from your 9 to 5 and build a business, you need to think about the financial impact. Create a financially sound exit plan. This is important. As I said before, that your 9 to 5, your paycheck is what is going to fund your next season. Your paycheck will fund your next season. So start saving. If you know what it will take you to live on your salary or your savings while you leap into your entrepreneurship, while you go full time, if you know how much it will take you to do that, then you can start saving. Maybe I always suggest, based on what your business is going to be, that you have a savings of at least 12 months. 12 to 18 months of savings, and also try and build multiple streams of income before you give that notice letter. Build multiple streams of income that will replace that paycheck, because, you need to live on something while you are building your business. Now, transition with strategy. Build a strategy. If you have a strategy in place, you are not going to stress. You are not going to have a regret mode. Oh my goodness, why did I leave? Oh my goodness. Because the fear of leaving a job that you have been in for 20 years, some of you for 10 years, for 8 years, for 30 years, that paycheck every 2 weeks or every month, the fear of, oh my goodness, I won't have that. That fear is real. And that fear is what keeps people longer in a season than necessary. So your legacy needs preparation so that you don't stress, so that you don't have regret for moving to your next season. So this is my call to action to you. Are you in your 9 to 5 season now, but you know that is not your final story, because your next level is not waiting for the perfect time. You know what is waiting for? A decision from you. Your next season is waiting for a decision from you. So while some people start business by accident, savvy entrepreneurs do it by design. And I hope you are one of those. I have a resource to support you. So check the notes section of podcast and see the 10 steps that can help you figure out when to leave and what you need to do as you are planning your next season. So let's start designing your business on purpose. I will see you in the next episode. Thank you for tuning in to Create Your Own Economy with Bunmi Ajibade. I hope this episode gave you the clarity and inspiration to take the next step in your entrepreneurial journey. If you're a corporate professional feeling stuck or unfulfilled, and you are thinking about starting your own business, but find yourself asking, how, what, where, who, or when, I invite you to download my special curated guide, Transition from Corporate Professional to Entrepreneur, the 10-step guide for success. This guide is designed to make your transition smoother and less stressful. Afterward, schedule a clarity call to map out your personalized success path. We invite you to write a review, like, and share this episode with anyone who needs this information. See you in the next episode.